All right. Well, hello. Welcome to our metabolic reset call. My name is Dee Corchin. I am glad that you are with us tonight. We're going to be here for about 30 minutes. Really excited to share with you about the whole topic of metabolic health. What does it mean? What's possible? And have some incredible, inspiring stories for you. And I've got a great co-host here today, Meg Johnson. She's going to introduce herself in just a second. But just to kind of let you know who I am, I'll be facilitating the call with Meg, and I am actually going to be celebrating 15 years as a health coach next month. And I found this incredible opportunity. It was introduced to me as a business opportunity to begin with. And I had a passion for health, for wellness. I was a fitness instructor, but there was a missing link in there. And honestly, personally, I was starting to struggle some with my own personal health. And I was 47 years old. I thought it was perimenopause symptoms. I kind of thought this is as good as it gets. I'm just going to have to live with this brain fog, this extra roll that was spare tire that was coming around my stomach, no matter how much I exercised and all the things. And so naturally, I experienced the health program that I am now so passionate about. And not only did I lose 17 pounds in 6 weeks, but retained muscle during that process. And I think what I'm most proud of is I can tell you almost 15 years later, at almost age 62, in probably the best physical shape and health I've ever been in. So that's the beauty, is that we can learn the mindset, the behavioral, and the lifestyle changes to make this something that's not just sustainable, but can actually increase the quality of our life as we age. And along the way, I met Meg Johnson. And Meg, I'd love you just to take a second to
Yeah.
introduce yourself.
All right. Thank you, Dee. And I can confirm you are in the best shape of your life. You look amazing and you have so much energy, and it's just so inspiring to watch. So, hey, everyone. My name is Meg, and I am coming up on my 8-year anniversary in knowing about the program and coaching. And just absolutely love this program, love the people. Which brings me to let us know why you're on tonight. Who invited you and why are you here? We would love to hear who you are and why you're here and what you hope to get out of this call tonight and this time together. I will say this community is unlike any community I have ever been a part of. The hearts of the people are really just so beautiful. So I found this program 8 years ago. Dee is my coach and lost 30 pounds in 10 weeks and went from the mom who was sitting at the park with her 3-year-old and infant, just kind of watching life pass her by, to the mom who started chasing all of the kids on the playground. And I just got to say, that's the kind of mom I always want to be, right? I want to be vibrant and alive and here for whatever life throws at me. And that's what I love about this program. That's what's possible for every single person who is on tonight or who might catch the recording. Health is possible. Hope is just such a beautiful thing. And that's, when somebody gets started with our program, in the first week, they start to realize, like, this is what's possible. This is what's waiting for me. And as a coach, it's one of our very favorite things to walk somebody through. So tonight, you are in for so many great nuggets of wisdom and inspiration. You're going to see and hear from some of our friends. And we just want you to know we are really glad that you're here, and would just encourage everyone, however you find yourself, to just be open to that hope and be open to what might be possible for you. All right, Dee, back to you.
All right. Well, I love that. And I love that you brought up about the power of the community, having a personal coach. Those were things I didn't even realize were going to be make such an impact in my life. And you're actually going to see later in the presentation, we're going to share with you like how this community and the coach are really the force multipliers in terms of amplifying results for individuals. So, Meg, I know we've got a couple of some slides and some visuals. So here's why we're here, right? There's really two major crisis happening in our country right now. The first one being metabolic health. It's probably the reason why you signed up. There is so much going on in the area of health, and we live such busy lifestyles that sometimes we can think this is just the way it is. But low energy, fatigue, brain fog, and all the signals our body sends us are really just warning signs that something is out of order on the inside. And it really is important. I mean, I always look at it this, our health is our most important asset that we have. So it is important to slow down and really look at what is going on. And most importantly, know that there is a solution for it. At the same time, you'll see it up on the screen. There's a financial crisis happening in this country with all the technology, which is great. We are constantly wired, constantly connected. So many people that I encounter tell me they feel like they're working harder, can't keep up with everything that's happening. Consumer debt is at an all-time high, and really, this great metabolic resources offers reset offers the opportunity to help in both of these areas. So we'll start first with metabolic dysfunction and what is it? And the amazing statistic, we used to talk a lot about weight loss, right? That excess weight, we knew that weight and being overweight or obese in this country is such a primary struggle for so many individuals. But what we've realized is that weight is really just a symptom of metabolic dysfunction, and that 90% of Americans, that's 9 out of 10 people in your world and that you encounter every day, are struggling with at least one or more of the symptoms. And that translates to about 250 million people that are struggling with what are known to be chronic conditions. So the ultimate is that it's just pulling away at our quality of life. It's pulling away at our longevity, and it's something that it doesn't have to be that way. And we're hoping that through tonight and our stories, you'll really start to see what a difference working with our body rather than fighting it, what that can do for you.
Absolutely. There are several different metabolic dysfunction indicators. And so I want you to just look at this list and think about how many of these impact you or might impact somebody that you love. One to just be aware of. These indicators are things to be aware of, pay notice to. But one is having a high blood sugar. Anything over 100 milligrams would be considered high. The second one is high blood pressure, over 130 over 85. High triglyceride levels over 150, low good cholesterol, and then of course having that large waist circumference if it's over 40 inches for men and then over 35 of women. Again, these indicators are just things to take note of. How many of them, are a part of your life right now, or maybe of the people that you love. The other thing to consider are these metabolic dysfunction symptoms and conditions. So we talked about the indicators. Now let's look at what the conditions might be. And these are ones that we hear a lot, right? Stubborn belly fat, that visceral fat, that's the quote unquote scary fat that we don't want to have. That is the fat around our internal organs. Number two would be obesity. Fatty liver disease, cardiovascular disease, brain fog, having low energy, having those cravings that are hard to control, and then, of course, poor or disrupted sleep. And I'd like to encourage you to think about which of these might be a part of your life right now, and pop it in the chat. Which one do you see the most in your day-to-day life? We would love to know. And now we've got a great video to watch.
Millions are struggling, met with fast fixes and flashy promises. A multi-trillion-dollar wellness industry throws band-aids on a broken system. Quick cleanses, miracle supplements, trendy diets. While the root issue remains largely unaddressed, at the heart of it all is metabolic health, the body's ability to efficiently convert food into energy, regulate the most critical body functions, and maintain internal balance. When this system is under strain, it affects how we feel and function. Unhealthy food, chronic stress, poor sleep, and sedentary routines can gradually disrupt energy use and nutrient processing, leaving the body less adaptable and more easily depleted. Metabolic dysfunction silently slips in through poor choices that harden into bad habits while your body keeps score. This isn't how we were meant to live, but it's how most of us survive. More than 90% of US adults are metabolically unhealthy. We don't just need a solution, we need a complete reset. Introducing metabolic synchronization, our breakthrough science that reverses metabolic dysfunction, harmonizing metabolic functions at the cellular level. It works from the inside out. The key is to shift body composition toward a body that looks better, feels better, and functions at its best. Recent research revealed our system reduces visceral fat by 14%, targeting the bad fat sitting in the wrong places, like muscle and vital organs. Retains 98% lean mass, so strength, energy, and mobility remain intact. Supports healthy muscle, promoting an active metabolism, from efficient energy use to helping regulate body weight and more. When these three forces work together, the body resets its metabolism. Your realigned system begins working for you, not against you, delivering strong and targeted fat burn. In a world of automation and AI, human connection is our superpower. Clients lose up to 10 times more weight and 17 times more fat with a coach by their side. And with habits at the center, we're delivering uniquely transformative outcomes through science and proven support. With your support, clients become the proof, then step into the role of coach. Since 2017, over $3 billion has been paid out to coaches, fueling potential for new levels of wealth, empowering people from every background to build the purpose-driven lives and legacies that once felt out of reach. And your story? It's this one. We're sitting on a once-in-a-generation opportunity, a comprehensive metabolic health system that helps people unlock a body that works better over time. And those who take bold, early action, they'll be the health and wealth-building leaders of this new era. On the horizon, an upgraded plan built on the success of the 5-in-1 and the science of metabolic synchronization. Fueling's enhanced with a new multi-action formula of clinically studied ingredients. Postbiotic to help support a reduced waist circumference in those with abdominal obesity. Choline to support normal fat metabolism. And chromium picolinate to help maintain healthy insulin function. Giving new meaning to nutrition on a mission. It's an evolution designed to spark results and reignite momentum. But this is more than a breakthrough. It's a movement. And the next chapter starts with you.
That is so powerful. And we're just going to elaborate on a few of the points that are made, that were made. When I found this program almost 15 years ago, I think what attracted me most to it was the medical credentials behind it. The fact that it had been developed by a physician, that it had been clinically studied, it was proven, and it was also goof proof. And what has happened, it's been so fascinating and so inspiring to watch our company evolve, keeping up with all the health trends and what is happening, but continuing to do the research so that we can be the leaders in this industry. And so some of these statistics, which you'll hear more about, they were done from additional in-depth research into our clinical studies. And these clinical studies are done at a government level. But 16 weeks of data studying individuals and doing DEXA scans on them every 2, 4, 8 weeks, 16 weeks, so that we could truly measure in accuracy what was happening with visceral fat and what was happening with lean muscle, which is so important. Statistics right now on some of the other ways that people are losing weight, whether it's using a GLP-1 medication, that with a reduced appetite, very often muscle loss is part of that process. So we have ensured that muscle loss is a priority when we're helping individuals reset their metabolism. But really, what I think most is impactful is when you get to hear from somebody who has experienced our program and the true metabolic benefits. So I'm going to turn it over to Stephanie Sweeney, and she's going to share her story.
Mm. Hey everyone. Gosh, if I could go back and sit with that version of myself 6 years ago, if you're seeing this picture of me in the red dress, tired, frustrated, just surviving. This is actually what I would tell her, and I'd love to share this with y'all tonight. You are not failing. You are not broken. and your body is not betraying you. Your body has just been responding to stress, to habits, to the season that you've been in, and it's been trying to protect you. But here's the truth. Your metabolism, like Dee said, is not fixed. It's adaptable, it's rebuildable, and at any age. So, what you're feeling, the fatigue, the belly fat, the brain fog, the cravings, those aren't personal failures. They're just signals. And your body is talking to you. And when you learn how to work with your body instead of fighting against it, everything can change. So 6 years ago, I almost said five, but I just turned 56. So at age 50, I was the heaviest I had ever been. I was 153 pounds on a 5 foot frame. But honestly, it wasn't just the physical weight, it was the mental and the emotional weight too. I was exhausted. I had a short temper with my kids. I disconnected from my husband. I was just kind of going through the motions of life. And I always told myself that, this is just age, this is stress, and this is genetics. But the truth, I really just felt stuck. And then my labs came back. My cholesterol was through the roof. My A1C was 6.4, 6.5. You're diabetic. So I was pre-diabetic. And that was a huge wake-up call. But what the change I really needed was more than just my health. It was the way that I was actually telling all the stories I was telling myself too. That needed to change as well. And then I saw a friend of mine, and it was her energy and it was her confidence and it was really her light. And I was saying, "Oh, I just want that." And she became my coach. And my guide, and I got on to plan, and she showed me that there was another way, and I told her I didn't need something complicated. I've tried everything else, and I just needed simple, and I needed structure. And what happened next really changed everything. I got on plan. I lost 38 pounds in 4 months. Results are different. But what I lost really was that visceral fat that Meg had mentioned. And I actually kept my lean muscle mass, which was surprising to me. Got new labs, my cholesterol normalized, and then within those 4 months, my A1C actually dropped to 5.7, which is in the normal range. Um, and what my doctor told me was that she was going to put me on meds and saw what was happening and said, keep doing what you're doing. We usually don't see it reversing that much. So you're doing the right thing. Well, it's this program. So, but here's what matters the most is that my energy came back and I felt calmer. I felt clearer and I really felt more present and I showed up better for my family and for life in general. And I just really felt like me again. So, this again, it's not a diet, it's a metabolic reset. And I wish I had those terms 6 years ago because this is what I've learned is that when you combine simple, clinically designed nutrition, healthy habits, coaching, and a wonderful community like this, you don't just lose the weight, but you rebuild your metabolism. So it's science, it's support, and it works. So, and 6 years later, I've maintained my results and I'm still getting healthier because it isn't just a quick fix. It is a new way of living. So if you're here tonight and you're feeling tired, you're feeling exhausted, frustrated, or stuck in a body that doesn't feel like yours anymore, you are in the right place because maybe perhaps one of these stories or the information that Dee and Meg are sharing with us tonight, will show you that changes it can happen and it can change everything. And this, could be the moment for you that changes everything for you as well. And thank you all for letting me share.
Oh goodness, Stephanie, I've heard your story before, but every time it's so powerful. And I'm so glad there are so many of us that got to hear it just now. So if you'll pop in the chat, what stood out for you? What did you hear in Stephanie's story that inspired you or stood out to you? I love that you started off saying it's not your fault. And that's the big thing Dr. A, has taught us. He's the guy that created Optavia and the program. And our job isn't to place blame, but just to come alongside people and show them a better way, a way full of hope and possibility. And that's one of the things that we love so much about this program is we address the root, not just the symptoms, right? We get to the root of the issue. We're going to help you rebuild that metabolism through your nutrition and through your lifestyle by combining science. We if you've been listening, you know we love science around here. We get excited about science, but we're going to combine science, coaching, community, and habit change, right? It's the habits that got us into this mess, right? It's our habits that are going to get us out. So what we love about this program is that it is simple. It is so simple. And I don't know about you, but I need simple. So it is simple, it is proven, and it is sustainable. And that is the key, right? So here's some of our real results coming from real science. We love talking about the NIH, the National Institute of Health. We've done lots and lots of research. So these numbers are backed by a whole lot of science. And the research shows that when you follow our program, you have a visceral fat reduction of 14%. Now, remember that visceral fat is that bad fat or scary fat around your organs. We don't want fat there. We don't want fat anywhere, really, right? But we really don't want fat there. So that's the visceral fat reduction of 14%. That is a big deal. So some of you aren't numbers people, you're not into the science, but those that are, you know, that is a huge deal. The other incredible thing that our program gives you is 98% lean mass retention. Now that I had a bodybuilder that we coached it was about a year ago, and they looked at their DEXA scan or the fancy medical scan that shows you exactly how much body mass you have before and after. And they were shocked at how our program really does help you maintain that lean mass, which, you know, especially as we get older, is even more important, right? So retaining that lean mass. We provide 10 times more weight loss, 10 times. 10 times. That's amazing. And then 17 times more fat loss, which is pretty incredible. All right, Dee, back to you.
All right. Well, statistics are one thing, but how it really translates into your everyday life, I think, is what most of us are impressed with. And you heard a lot of that from Stephanie, how she was able to become more of herself again, reconnect with her husband, and be the better person that she wanted to be. And that is generally what happens, right? That our energy goes, off the chains. And one of the secrets is, and I think it's one of the secrets of our program, is what we call balanced blood sugar. Insulin, managing our insulin resistance. When we can get rid of those waves and valleys, it really takes your energy off the chains. Sleeping, unbelievable. Confidence increases. Life just feels different. We actually have a group of individuals right now, about 46 people signed up to go through a reset together. Doesn't have to be done that way. You can sign up at any time, but this group happened to be all at the same time. And these are the kind of I call it freedom, when you can start to not have to carry the burden of these symptoms. So this is what shows up, is just freedom. Those cravings are reduced. Food noise is reduced. Joint pain, not being afraid to get on the scale. I mean, a lot of my clients actually look forward to getting on the scale because they've never seen it move at the pace that it does. And we use a metabolic scale so that we can look at metabolic age, body fat composition, all of the things. So seeing that visceral fat being reduced, being able to fit into your clothes. I mean, for me, walking in my closet and knowing that anything will fit is freedom. Feeling sexy, not having those negative voices in your head. It all matters. And so here, we're going to have another story for you now. I've partnered with Frank for a long time. It's been really great to see his journey, but I think he has one of the most powerful, examples of what happens inside our body when we make the kind of changes that are possible with our program. So Frank, we'll turn it over to you.
All right, thank you, Dee. My story might be a little different than everybody else's story. I uh, I worked in cardiothoracic surgery for 30 years. What most people know is open heart surgery. And in that world, it's common knowledge that certain factors bring patients to the operating room table. Poor lifestyle choices, overweight, metabolic health issues. And it's that last one, metabolic health, that many patients either don't see or choose to ignore. And you've seen the list: a growing waistline, low energy, high blood pressure, elevated blood sugar, and more. All signs that something deeper is going wrong. And when I opened a patient's chest, many times the heart itself was covered in fat. So much fat that we had to remove gobs of fat just to see what we were doing. If I was harvesting a vein from the leg to use as a bypass graft, I would often use a tiny camera system to remove it through very small incisions. But sometimes that fat and grease would smear all over the camera lens, and it would make it impossible to see inside the leg. And then when that happened, I had to convert from those small endoscopic procedure incisions to opening up the leg all the way, many times from the ankle to the groin. And believe me, patients hated that long incisions during their recovery. But here's the shocking part of my story. Before I started this program, I was overweight. I had high blood pressure. I had just been diagnosed as a type 2 diabetic, and I was on multiple medications. Crazy, right? The guy working in open heart surgery, heading down that same path to be on the operating room table. But wait, there's more. My dad died at the age of 52, all because of the things I just described and things that you heard about tonight. And if I'm being honest, I was going down that path too. I was an emotional eater. I was addicted to sugar. And a lot of nights I'd sit in front of the TV eating bowls of ice cream and eating chips when I wasn't even hungry. But then something changed. Thanks to this incredible program and my coach, who happens to be my wife, I lost 60 pounds. My high blood pressure normalized. I reversed my type 2 diabetes and I improved my metabolic health. And I have been prescription free for 7 years. Also been a coach for 7 years, and I left that world of cardiothoracic surgery. So what's changed? I learned something powerful. Genetics may load the gun, but lifestyle pulls the trigger. I didn't end up like my dad. I didn't need to go down that path. I didn't need to end up on the operating room table. I had a choice. And my friends, you have a choice too. You don't have to see the entire staircase. You don't have to see the entire goal. Take one step at a time and then take the next step. And before you know it, your entire life can change. Thank you for allowing me to share.
Frank, that was so great. That was so great. I love your story, and there were parts in that I hadn't heard before. So that was such a great real life example, real stories, and that's what I love about the power of our stories. We can find ourselves in different people's stories. So I hope you would put in the chat, what did you hear in Frank's story that you might find in your own story, or what piece of inspiration are you going to carry with you? That's one of the things that has happened to me. When I first started the program, I was a client. I had no idea about coaching. I had no idea how this could transform my life. And I just have been, it absolutely changed every part of my life. So we wanted to just take a minute and share one of the things that's possible, right? We know we can heal your body, right? But once you heal your body and you're going to be walking around, people are going to be like, wow, man, what are you doing? Just like Stephanie's coach. Stephanie saw her and was like, what are you doing? You look different. What's going on? She had a glow about her. And so she gave, we call it giving the gift of health. She gave the gift of health to Stephanie, and then Stephanie now has turned and given the gift of health to somebody else. So one of the things that's possible for anyone is that not only can you heal your body, but you can join the mission. And so we just wanted to let you know that's possible. We have a simple system that we know transforms lives. We see it all the time. We've got this awesome community that can pay it forward, and it provides purpose, right? It gives you purpose. We get paid to do good in the world, which feels great. Some things to know about our program is it is trusted, it is proven, it is sustainable. We have been a publicly traded company for over 30 years. Um, Really, it's been even more than that now, which is incredible. We're getting old in our old age. We've had $3 billion paid out to partners since 2017, and we are built for scale and global expansion. And I love partnering with a brand that has such a high level of trust and so many decades of experience. And Dee, I know you've been doing this a really long time.
Yeah, and I'm really excited about what's here now and what's coming. One of the things that attracted me to this company and coaching in this way was that there was a business model that was laid out for me. All we call it the heavy lifting, all the heavy lifting was done. And I think I shared, I mean, I came to this for the business. So knowing that all the clinical research was behind the program, right now, what we have with our clinical data in the area of metabolic health, it's proprietary to us. There is not one other company, program, coach that can make the kind of claims with the data that we have with because we've got the data. We don't keep any inventory, all the payments, everything is done by our parent company. So your real role is really just to connect with individuals that can benefit from either our health program or the coaching opportunity and actually just, follow the proven system to help them be successful. And a lot of people don't realize what is possible from a financial perspective. Many of our coaches start doing this part-time, right? Most of us are working full-time, so we start something like this on the side. It can 100% be supplemental income, which so many families could use right now. I mean, statistics show that families could radically change with just even $500 extra in a month. But our company is extremely generous with us because we are probably helping people make the greatest change and transformation in their life that is possible. So some of the first month earnings are listed on this screen in terms of what's possible. If you had 5 people in your world that wanted to get healthy, this is what it could look like. What I find just amazing is the 3 month total earnings. So if you had 5 new clients each month for 3 consecutive months, 3 months, $11,000. If you had 7 new clients each month, it's $13,000. And 10 new each month is $15,000. I mean, that's in 3 months. That lower figure, I mean, that's half of what a lot of people make in a year in this country. So just if you've ever wondered, like, hey, would that be worth my while? From a community perspective, impact perspective, feeling and knowing that you're making a difference in the lives of others, and also it being known that you would be compensated well for doing that good work, it is definitely worth exploring further. And what we thought would be really, really helpful is to have you hear from 2 coaches. They're really 2 of the newest coaches on our team that are on both their personal health journey and starting to share with others. So I'm going to have Temperance. I know that you are on. If you want to go ahead and unmute yourself, we'd love to hear your story. Are you ready?
Hi.
Oh, there you go.
So, can y'all hear me? My service is not very good right now.
Right at this moment, it's really good. So keep going.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Little bit shaky. Little bit shaky.
My service is okay. My service is terrible. I
Yeah.
apologize.
Yeah, Temperance was just getting off
So,
of work. Yeah.
okay. So before
Why
I,
don't you turn your camera off, Temperance? Let's see if we can do it with just audio. And if that doesn't work, we'll move on to Ellen. No, still breaking up. Still breaking up. Well, I'm sorry. She's got a great story. But we'll go over to Ellen next. Ellen, I saw you there. Can you unmute yourself?
Hello. Is my service good? Because I'm at work and I'm snuck away for a bit. So can you hear me now?
It's perfect.
Wonderful. Okay, well, I'm Ellen Stewart, and I started this journey about a year and a half ago, and I had watched my coach for 2 years before I actually reached out. And I am so glad I did because it changed my life. I did not realize how bad I was until I saw my pictures at Thanksgiving, and I had already planned on getting started. And I reached out to her and I said, I'm ready. And I got all my things and I got started. And through this whole thing, the major reason I thought I was doing it was just to lose weight, and I wanted to be healthy, and I wanted to be here for my grandchildren. And I had a really bad. I've been an ER nurse. I've been a nurse for 30 years plus, and my feet hurt all the time. I was inflamed. I took blood pressure medicine. My heart rate was high. I was pre-diabetic. My labs were terrible. That's all changed, and it's a miracle. I mean, I love it. When I see facts on some paperwork, on some lab tests, and some metabolic scale readings, it changed the way I think about things. Um, my A1C is 4.5 now. I'm not pre-diabetic at all. Uh, I've lost over 70 pounds. My waist is at least 10 inches. I haven't measured it. I have measured it, but not compared it to where I started recently. And my viscerous fat, I've lost over 14 pounds at least. And my cholesterol's good. The thing that really opened my eyes is I always thought, okay, I'm 61 when I started. And I got on my scales and my metabolic age was 58. And I thought, well, I'll live till I'm 80. I got 20 years to go. And when I saw that, I'm thinking, oh, I got like 10 years to go. So it opened my eyes and made me think, oh my gosh, I got to do something. So glad I'm doing this. Now I'm 62 and my age is 58, so I am getting younger by 10 years. 10 years, I'm younger. I'm like, yay. So I got on it as a diet and it's totally changed my health. And then last May it hit me and I thought, I love health. I love helping people. I work in the ER. I see bad decisions by all ages every single day, and it breaks my heart. Uh, we got to help these people. We don't want them to get to where they're at now. We want to help them early. Children, which I don't really work with children right now, but I influence my grandkids. So, but anyway, I'm just super excited that we can now, it's not just a weight loss program. We are a metabolic health program, recognized by a lot of medical professionals and others. And just recently, if you have a diagnosis like blood pressure, obesity, whatever, and majority 250 million people in this country need what we have. If you have a flex or a health spending account, you need to turn that in because it'll help pay for that. It'll help pay for your program. Um, Last May I became a coach, and it's just like I needed this. I couldn't keep it to myself. This is some major things that we just need to we got to share with people. We got to help people. And so my goal right now is I still work in the ER. I do this on the side. I love helping my people, my clients, and hearing their wins makes me super excited for them. And my goal is to continue with this business and come home from nursing because I don't want to be an ER nurse at 70. So I may still have the energy, but I don't want to. I want to be having fun and helping my clients. So glad you're here.
Oh, Ellen, that was so great. We love your story. We love your enthusiasm, your passion. It's contagious. And that's the thing. When you get healthy, it just becomes contagious. You want other people to feel this great too, right? So thank you for being here and inspiring all of us with your story and your heart. We said it several times tonight. It is not a diet. It is a reset. We are here to partner with you and to help you have hope again, to feel your best again, just like Dee, no matter what age you are, feeling the very best and and in the best health of your life. So I just love that. Well, thank you so much for being a part of our call tonight and for making this investment in yourself. We loved being able to spend the time with you. And when I first got started 8 years ago, I told my coach D, I said, "Okay, D, I don't know, I'm very skeptical, but I'm going to give you a month." That's what I told her. Legitimately, I said only a month. And I'm just telling you, you take it. We take it a month at a time, right? But it was the one of the very best decisions of my life. So if you're hearing what you've heard tonight, and you're like, you know what? I don't know. I'm skeptical. I would say jump in with both feet. Go ahead and reset your metabolism, build your story, and then go and pass the gift to other people. Share that solution, use the tools that are provided, and be a part of this mission. So we loved spending time with you tonight. We can't wait to hear what your story might be. You might be on one of these calls one day, which would be pretty incredible. So we will see you around, hopefully in our Facebook group, and we hope you have a great rest of your evening. We'll talk to you soon. Bye, everyone.